Hello, people of YouTube. This is Gray's Guitars. I am Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. Today we are talking about Chappell Roan, or Dave Chappell Ronan, person whose name I always mess up constantly. Yeah, for those of you that don't know Chappell Roan, let's go ahead and look that up. Popular pop star right now. There she is. Pink Pony Club, I think, is one of her most famous songs right now. That's really the only one. It's just catchy. It is very catchy, that particular song. But I didn't realize that Nancy Wilson was her guitarist. If you don't know who Nancy Wilson is, she was a guitarist and also a vocalist in Heart, rock band Heart, if you're not familiar with them. I think they're still going, but I didn't realize that she was also playing guitar for Chappell Roan. So this is, unfortunately, another stolen guitar story. So this cool, purple, sparkly guitar has been stolen from her, and it sucks, and I think we're looking for her. I'm not sure if this is like a custom Fender or just like a custom build in general. I guess we'll take a look at this here article and find out. I haven't even had a chance to play this guitar before. It was ripped off from our gig. Nancy Wilson on the story of her stolen baritone. Oh, that's cool. Baritone Telecaster, which made its debate at a Chappell Roan gig. The custom build was stolen on the eve of Hearts last summer. A few weeks later, it was backing up pop royalty. Last year, Nancy Williams' custom Telecaster inspired baritone. Well, it says inspired, so I'm guessing it's not an actual Fender, which that's fine. Doesn't matter. You know, artists will use custom builders. Was stolen before she had a chance to gig it with it. After its theft became headline news, the culprit was found. The six-string made its live debate alongside one of the biggest pop stars on the planet. Oh, maybe she does have it back now. So it was only stolen for a short time. It looks like, is that an Evertune on it? It's kind of hard to tell. Evertune into, yeah, I think that's an Evertune. That's interesting. The Heart guitarist said she was heartbroken when the guitar was brazenly stolen from the stage at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City on the eve of the U.S. tour last summer. Thankfully, police were able to track down the perpetrator, 57-year-old Garfield Bennett of Pleasantville. Ironic that the guy's from Pleasantville. Via citywide CCTV footage, he was seen trying to sell the guitar in the streets of the surrounding area. Of course, if you're stealing a guitar, I assume you want to get rid of it as soon as possible, because especially something like this is a very identifiable guitar. It's not like a typical, like a regular Fender or a regular Gibson or PRS or whatever that just looks like another one of their guitars, where unless you actually had the serial number written down, you would not be able to identify it. So Wilson's guitar was custom made for her by guitar butler Nathan McMurdo and was stolen before its sparkling purple finish got the chance to shine under stage lights. I think Nathan liked my purple boots and he made the guitar to match them. There you go. His wife did the painting on the headstock. Wilson tells Premier Guitar of the build. We brought it to Atlantic City the first show, and someone broke into the place and stole the guitar, as well as an old mandolin from the 1920s. Both the instruments were returned, but I hadn't even got a chance to meet the guitar yet or play it before it was ripped off from our gig. The search for the guitar had seen a band reach out to local news outlets and take social media to plead while working closely with the city's police department. So Wilson said the thief allegedly asked the one old lady walking down the boardwalk if she would buy the guitar for $40 and a cheesecake before it returned home to Wilson in time for a fabulous debate. That's kind of funny. I would have bought that thing for $40, 100%. I wouldn't have thought twice about it. But at the same time, if someone's offering you a $1,000 plus guitar for $40, there's a very highly good chance it's stolen. The guitar got a story before it even started. Wilson last. A few weeks later, I was invited to play Heart's 1997 hit Barracuda with Chappell Roan in New York. She's amazing, and her band is kick-ass, but she plays it in a lower key. So I thought, let's break out the baritone for that. The guitar got its debate on stage with Chappell Roan. It was a hell of a show. Okay, I guess so she's not actually Chappell Roan's guitarist. It was just like a Heart thing, and Chappell Roan happened to be singing the song. It was a hell of a show from Heart and Roan, who is helping bring guitar solos back to the mainstream. Yeah, Pink Pony Club has a guitar solo in there. Go check. If you don't know who she is, I know my audience is older dudes typically. Like 2% of you are actually female. Thank you for the 2 women that watched my channel. But yeah, most of you actually aren't subscribed, so I will do a shameless plug right in the middle of the video, asking you to subscribe if you have not done so already, because it helps. It greatly helps. I'm very thankful to the 1,600 of you that subscribed. A lot of you guys like watching my shorts. I would prefer if you watched the longer videos too, because that's where you get a little bit more of the advertisement money, I'll be honest. I'll get 1,000 views on a short and make 2 cents from it, and I'll get 1,000 views on a long video and make maybe $5. So I'm not getting rich. This isn't my full-time job or nothing. Would I like it to be? Sure. It'd be cool if it was. But, you got to work full-time, and then you got to do the hobbies on the side and hope for the best. As of right now, I think I'm making a whole $16 a month. So can't even fill up my car with that. I can get a nice coffee and a donut or a bagel. So there you go. There you go. Maybe I should link like a Cash App or something to this channel. No one's ever asked to donate anything, but then maybe it would allow me to set aside a fund for buying different guitars and pedals and gear, things along those lines, so I can do more gear reviews as well. So it was one hell of a show from Hart and Ronan, who has helped bringing solos back to the mainstream. The guitar is rocking Fishman Fluence single coil pickups and an Evertune bridge. I told you it was an Evertune. It's like a science project I don't understand, Wilson quips, but it sounds good. Elsewhere, Wilson spoke to Guitar World about how the band adapted to survive in the 80s and called out Donald Trump for using Hart's music without their permission. Yeah, no, I mean, it's fine if you want to. I don't care if you're a politician or, influencer, celebrity, whatever. But if you're going to use somebody's song, you should probably make sure you're allowed to do so before doing it, because you may have a lawsuit on your hand, which you probably don't want. So I was mistaken. I was under the impression this thing was still missing. Evidently, it's not. I wonder if we click on Telecaster now. I was hoping that maybe it would give us a better image of like the headstock and stuff. But Telecaster shape, I'm assuming Telecaster headstock, very nice purple sparkly finish. Evertune, Fishman Fluence, baritone 30-inch scale length. It might have been. I feel like this is one of those guitars because of how long the scale length is. A 30-inch scale length is pretty. It's you're getting in short scale bass territory at that point. I feel like this probably would have been a good guitar to have fan frets. So what fan frets do is they're at an angle. You still get the same note, but typically the low E string would be your 30 inches, but by the time you get to the high E string, you're at your more traditional scale, like your 25.5 inch, as opposed to full 30 across the board and having higher tension on every single string. So that's at least to my knowledge what fan frets do, is it gives you a little bit less tension, especially on the higher strings, which is sometimes what you want. So there it is. The guitar has been found. She has it back. It's cool. She is not Chappell Roan's guitarist. It was more of a one-time gig, but cool guitar to have, cool story to have, cool article to read. That's what I get for not reading it ahead of time. So a lot of this could have been is my own fault for not reading ahead of time. So no need to keep an eye out. No need to keep an eye out for this. It's back with her. Don't worry about it. But I do love a good stolen guitar story. Hopefully they get it back. I feel like it'd be a lot easier back in the day to do it. You've seen like Paul McCartney getting his bass back after like 50, 60 years. I think, if I remember correctly, one of Jimmy Page's guitars he got back, but I think the 3 pickup 57 custom with the gold Bigsby, I think that's still floating around, if I remember correctly. But it's kind of neat that, after 50, 60 years, you see one of these guitarists have a stolen guitar come back from the woodworks because Grandpa was a little mischievous and wanted a piece of rock and roll history, and then he was afraid to show anybody or talk about it, so he hid it in the attic for 50 years, and then Grandpa passed away, and the kids are like, wait a minute, I know this guitar, or something along those lines. So it's interesting to see all of that. But cool story. Cool guitarist, cool singer. Nothing to not like about this. Go check out Hart if you haven't already. Go check out Chappell Roan if you haven't already. And I'll leave you with that. That should end my babbling for the day, for your 10 minutes. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. That helps. Then you know when I'm making new content. Like, share, comment. Even if it's a negative comment, throw it on there because it all helps the algorithm and gets more people to the video, which is what I like. You know, I like doing this stuff. But if I get a couple bucks for doing it too, that also helps me be motivated to continue doing it. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.